Olle Lycksell prepares for his return to the Philadelphia Flyers lineup. The goalie situation in Philadelphia still in a state of flux, but the big story heading into Saturday is the debut, I guess you could call it, of Cutter Gauthier in Philadelphia, obviously not as a Flyer, but as a member of the Anaheim Ducks. I'm Charlie O'Connor with PHLY Sports, and these are your Flyers post-practice notes. So the big story, as I said, Cutter Gauthier, the Flyers on Saturday will welcome Cutter Gauthier to Philadelphia, and I say the Flyers, but really it's Flyers fans who will be welcoming Gauthier to Philadelphia, and I guarantee you he's not going to be getting a warm welcome. This isn't the first time that Gauthier has played the Flyers since becoming an NHL player. He obviously faced them just a few weeks ago when he really didn't make much of an impact, didn't score a point, only played a little over 10 minutes. Not really that big of a deal. However, this game is in Philadelphia, which means this is the first time he's going to have to face the Philadelphia faithful, the people who very much felt betrayed when Gauthier decided he did not want to sign with the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, most likely it had nothing to do with Philadelphia fans as to why Gauthier did not choose to become a Flyer. We still don't know the exact reason why he didn't want to join the Flyers, but the fans took it personally, and I would expect them to be rowdy and angry tomorrow night in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center. Now, what impact might it have on the game? We did talk to Owen Tippett today after practice. He said, look, we're expecting it to be a rowdy crowd. We're expecting energy, and we're going to try to feed off of it. They're not shying away from the fact that they know the fans are going to boo Gauthier. Now, hopefully it doesn't get too out of hand. I'm not looking for anyone to do anything out of line to Gauthier, but expect the boos, expect Flyers players to try to thrive off of that energy in the building. Anaheim, obviously not a very good team. That said, they are coming off of a very bad game last night against the St. Louis Blues, their first game on a long road trip. They lost 6-2 to the relatively underwhelming Blues, so they'll come and motivate it. Should be a good game, and obviously the potential for fireworks given the return of one Cutter Gauthier. And the Flyers will actually have one lineup change for Saturday's game against the Anaheim Ducks. Olle Lycksell will join the lineup. John Tortorella confirmed as much after Friday's practice. Lycksell has played in one game for the Flyers this year. This would be his second game, but he's been up with the team for quite a while. He spent the entire road trip with the team. They needed an extra forward. Lycksell went along. He didn't get in any of those games, but he will play on Saturday, Tortorella confirmed. Now, what Tortorella wouldn't confirm is who comes out of the lineup for Lycksell. He said he was still making that decision, hadn't made a final call. That said, watching the way that they ran the lines today, keep an eye on Joel Farabee. Joel Farabee was the player that rotated in and out with Lycksell when they ran lines at practice on that fourth line with Sean Couturier and Garnet Hathaway. Not a guarantee it's Farabee, but Farabee is pointless in his last 5 games, only has 14 points this year in 42 games, so he's certainly a candidate. But we'll see what the final decision is when we go to the morning skate tomorrow and then see the lines in warm-ups before puck drop. Finally, there is the ever-fluid goalie situation in Philadelphia. Sam Ersson did make his return from injury last night. The Flyers may have lost that game, but Ersson played well. Tortorella was complimentary of his goalie and his play in a relatively tough spot coming off of a week layoff against a really good team in Dallas. And watching the game, it wasn't like any of the goals were Ersson's fault. He played a solid game. Not an amazing game, but a solid game. That said, the Flyers are still keeping 3 goalies on the roster for now. Ersson, Alexei Kolosov, and Ivan Fedotov. Ivan Fedotov, however, was the backup last night. Seems like Kolosov just may have been dropped to the number 3 spot. That said, John Tortorella said after practice that no final decisions have been made. He's not saying that Fedotov has jumped Kolosov in the depth chart pecking order, let's say, but it's a fluid situation. For now, the Flyers will continue to roll 3 goalies, and today at practice, they unleashed a new type of drill where all 3 goalies were lined up in a separate net, and players were intermittently shooting on each of them. So maybe they're trying to make this work. It's obviously a challenge to make sure all 3 goalies get work, but Tortorella noted that a big reason why, at least for now, they want to keep with the 3 goalies is Sam Ersson. Yes, he's back. Yes, he's healthy, but he has suffered re-injuries before this year. So they're keeping the 3 for now. Maybe in a week or so, if Ersson proves he can stay healthy, they'll make a decision. For now, however, Ersson is back. He's the number 1. It looks like Fedotov at the moment has the leg up on Kolosov. And Kolosov is the number 3, doing extra work and trying to get his game back in gear. He's obviously struggled mightily over his last 3 starts. I'm Charlie O'Connor with PHLY Sports. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
We all silly like the mayor.